Hey everyone, welcome to the Extra Mile. This is Whitewater Freight, and this is William Butchkai, and we are here to talk about listening today. And last week we had a great opportunity. We had opportunity for growth. I had an opportunity for introspection, and it was a great week altogether. It was really fantastic. So last week, basically, we have one of our subscriptions that we have X amount of seats that can be used at one time. And we've split those up between a number of users. And somebody came to us and said, "Hey, I would be able to do my job better if I wasn't getting logged out all the time." And my initial reaction was like, I don't get logged out all the time. Like maybe we can just split some things up. Maybe we can just change how things are going. I was like, this isn't a problem that I face. And then I stopped, and I had to think. I was like, wait, I know this person. I've known this person for 4 years. Do I believe this person is telling me the truth? Absolutely. Do I believe this person has the interests of our company at heart? Absolutely. So, what would prevent me from believing her? And what would make me override what she is saying with what I'm going through? Because here is the big overarching thing here that has to do with listening. Listening is actually hearing what someone has to say and not dismissing it, not, having your brain automatically having an answer before that, because my answer was I don't go through this. It's not something I experience. So if I'm not experiencing it, nobody else should be experiencing it. And that is exactly the wrong way to manage people. It's the wrong way to be in relationships. It's the wrong way to build relationships. It's the wrong way to mend relationships. Uh, the fact of the matter is, just because I'm not experiencing something does not mean that somebody else isn't. Wait, I don't know if I got that right. Just because I'm not experiencing something doesn't mean that someone else isn't experiencing it either. Yes, that's right. Something along those lines. Just because I'm not experiencing the issue of being logged out doesn't mean somebody else at our company isn't and can't do a better job and perform better and be better equipped without being logged out constantly. You know, sometimes that we need to just, you know, get away from ourselves and hear what other people are saying and hear what is important to them. If this was something that was so important for somebody to bring up, I should listen to it. And so I did, and we changed everything around, and we got user seats for every single person at the company to make sure that there was no stumbling block getting in their way of doing the best position that they could. But then I got thinking even more. I was like, I do this a lot with listening. I used to do this, I'm going to say I still do this a lot, but I used to really do this with my daughter. And she would come home and she would be talking about what a horrible day she had at school. And I'm sitting there like, gosh, you got elementary school problems, wait till you get to the big world, kid. And thankfully, I got rid of that pretty quickly, or I tried to get rid of it pretty quickly. I'm still work in progress on it. But the fact of the matter is, elementary school problems are just as much as the adult world problems. You know, I used to tell her, yeah, well, wait till you have to pay a mortgage, and wait till you have to pay insurance. And like, you know what? I don't go to school and get bullied by kids. I don't go to school and get checked into lockers, or I don't go to school and have to deal with the different hierarchies of social orders that there are at school. I remember doing that, and that was horrible. And a lot of times we compare what we're going through with what other people are going through. And I think to truly listen to people, we need to stop doing that. We need to stop saying, Well, if I'm not going through it, you're not going through it. If I'm not going through it, it doesn't exist. Because it's just quite simply not true. You know, and if we listen to people, we can help them to do the best with what they have and help them to, better themselves. If they're asking for something that's going to help them, and we have the ability and capabilities to do that, why not help them perform at the best possible way that they can? So that was last week for us here, and it was one of those moments that I just really enjoyed because I really got to put some rubber to the road with that. Because honestly, my go-to initial reaction was, it's not a big deal. But if it's not a big deal to me, it just does not mean that if it's not a big deal to somebody else. And I want to make sure that we are taking care of our people and that they are able to perform at their best. But outside of that, I want to make sure that I'm doing that in my relationships too. I don't ever want to take advantage of my wife or my daughter or my dad and say, well, oh goodness, you're just whining, you're just complaining. Oh, no. Let's listen to each other. Let's listen to each other and, find some way to hit an enlightened area or an enlightened era of the internet world that we have now. So that's it for this week on Whitewater Freight and the Extra Mile. Hope you enjoyed, and we will talk to you next week, maybe about LinkedIn, because I did have a fun little experience on LinkedIn recently. So anyway, leave some comments. Hope to hear from you soon, and we'll talk to you later.